So, what is the World Economic Forum and the Great Reset? Well, I'm glad you asked. First off, I gotta say it's nice that people are becoming more aware of this, because a few years ago you'd have been called a conspiracy theorist for even talking about it. But as we now know, this is very, very real. So, let's start at the beginning. The World Economic Forum was founded in 1971 by Klaus Schwab. Who's Klaus Schwab? This piece of shit right here. Now every year Klaus has a little get-together in Switzerland with billionaires from all around the world, basically just to discuss how they can further their reach and hold as much control around the world as humanly possible. Not only that, but Klaus also has a little school he put together for up-and-coming world leaders, which is basically a university for molding young elites into minions that he can use as pawns to further his plans of world domination. And guess who just happens to be one of his prize students? Well, none other than our very own scum-of-the-earth Prime Minister, Justin Trudeau. Ain't that suspicious? Now, some time ago, Klaus sent out a copy of his book, The Great Reset, to leaders around the world. But what is The Great Reset about? Well, as quoted by Schwab, you will own nothing and you will be happy. Doesn't that sound like fun? Basically, his divine plan is to take power away from the people and give more power to government, proving once and for all that we are but peasants in their eyes. But how could they implement something like that? Simple answer. A social credit system, which is basically a QR code that controls every aspect of your life. Sound familiar? Well, it should, because JT just so happens to be taking advantage of our current health crisis to implement it. Ever wonder why he won't break on all these restrictions? Simple answer. It's not up to him. But hey, who wouldn't want all their money and everyday life controlled by the powers that be, right? What could be so bad about that? Well, let's just look at the recent actions by our douchebag Prime Minister as an example. What did he do when Canadians opposed him? He took their money, froze their accounts, even threatened to take away their truck's registration, to name a few. Now, if that's not government overreach, I don't know what is. And that's only a sample of what he can do, and this shit ain't even in place yet. To put it simple, if the government doesn't like something you're doing, they can take everything from you and leave you with absolutely nothing. Cash will be no more, digital currency will take over, making it much easier to control your money and everything you spend it on. Need a better example? Just look at China, where their social credit system is fully in play. Any infractions and your score goes down. Jaywalking across the street can bring your score down, making it harder to get homes, loans, even participating in the simple pleasures of everyday life. For instance, oh, you want to go to the gym today? Oof, after scanning your code, I can see you had a speeding ticket last Wednesday. Brought your score down 6 points. Better luck next week. Doesn't that sound like a hoot? But there is hope. Though this plan has been in play for a while, I believe there's something they didn't count on. And that is a bunch of Canadian truckers who just said no. I don't think anybody saw that coming. So when their plan fails, and it will, thank a trucker. Because without them, the lies and corruption that have plagued our government for so long would never have been brought to light. Whether you want to admit it or not, those guys are fucking heroes.